More drama than an episode of EastEnders. Where else would you want to be in the beautiful, sunshiny West London? Well, we are underway in the men's final of the Fly 2023. And Hustle get possession. Flisk on the ball. He sends that off to the rest of his team. Hustle already looking to come forward with a bit of intent and a bit of pressure. High tempo lacrosse. Lovely shots taken by Daniel Flisk and the first points of this game.
Yeah, it's a lovely little bit of work off ball from Dan Flisk. Really kind of just finding that opportunity right in front of the goal, and you give him time and space from there. It's only going to be the outcome of one thing.
This is going to be a tricky position for Swift to respond from, because we know how physical Hustle are in defence, and Rio Tamura adding his weight to the bar, and the ball ricochets off it, but straight back into possession of Swift. So they're already knocking on the door here, already looking for a way in.
Yeah, it's good patient build-up. The guy's working the ball nicely.
And there is the tying score, 1-1 here in the final of the Men's Fly 2023 over at Rosslyn Park. The drama doesn't stop there though. It's 1-1, and the sides will show how evenly matched they are throughout the continuation of this fixture. Daniel Flisk still looking for a way past Whitehead, and he gets the shot off, but it doesn't trouble Goddard too much.
Just quickly, you can actually see out there that they're really applying direct, almost like man-to-man coverage on Alex Russell. They're trying to deny him the ball, and you can see it a little bit in the off-ball play. And I think the referees are going to have to just keep an eye on making sure everything stays legal off-ball as well here.
Well, Drew Wilkinson was the one bundled to floor there but a moment ago, and Dan Flisk with possession passes it to Wilkinson. He's looking for his own route around and shot off on goal. Goddard somehow stops that from going into his net, and he saves his Swift side the embarrassment of conceding another goal.
That was an unreal save. That ball back spun and stayed out of the goal. And I think straight away, you know, we're seeing some challenging tactics that are being thrown and questions being asked of each other from a coaching standpoint. You know, let's see how that materialises for the rest of this quarter.
Lara, I've just seen a yellow card waved into the air. What have we got a yellow card for?
Yeah, there was a slash from Purple 5. So it'll be 1 minute man up situation.
Well, let's see what Swift can do. Can they take their lead to 3 goals? Oh, that pass has gone very loose for George Dury. Sadly, he wasn't able to collect that, the Swift number 12.
Yeah, that's just that early doors settling into the game. You know, tight hands in the stick. Could just be a little bit kind of loose in the handling.
Well, interestingly to note as well that Swift have had the longer break of the two sides. So although Hustle might have not had an opportunity to rest, it means that they're more in the flow and the rhythm of playing anyway.
Yeah, especially the day we've had here today. It's been glorious, and you just think, you know, there's pros and cons, bit of a rest, or you're still playing with that confidence, that momentum from the first game. And it's a good defensive set there from the Swift, keeping the defensive objectives alive.
Well, Alex Russell's on, and he's on because he's trying to harass the ball off of Morgan Brown, who's able to deal with the pressure from the number 5 quite well. And Swift moving relatively quickly towards the crease, trying to look for a gap through on goal, and they find it with Whitehead. And they find another score. It takes the game to 2-1 in favour of Team Swift.
You're seeing Russell here being pretty direct. I think that's, you know, he's got to be careful he don't get too frustrated, because they were trying to deny him the ball. He came short to that and actually clear the ball and have the ball in his stick himself there. What we also saw in the last possession is Hustle denying the ball through X as well. So there we go.
Luke Smills-Doig with a crease violation there, no score.
No goal given there.
Well, Luke Mills-Doig's got to be careful, because he does like to creep around the edge of that crease and doesn't want to give away too many of those fouls. And that ball's bounced away, but it's bounced in favour of Daniel Flisk. He'll get Hustle's attack underway once more.
So Purple got that back there because it came off the post, and it goes back to the attacking team.
One of the many new rules we're trying out in the world of lacrosse. Drew Wilkinson in possession, trying to work his way around the defence, but instead he can only find Matt Goddard. And what sort of penalty is this, sorry, Laura, as we...
So we've got another slash there from Blue, so Blue 33 is going to sit for a minute now.
Another slash.
Yeah.
What is a slash? Can you describe that for viewers at home who are watching lacrosse for the first time?
So a slash is a reckless movement, and it will make contact with the body. So we'll want to be making stick-to-stick contact with these checks, and if it makes contact with the body, then that will be called as a foul.
Well, Sam Burgess sprung into action there for Swift. He offered them a swift response from the constant attacking of Hustle, and he's got them another score as well. So that's 3-1 in favour of Team Swift. We're in the final 3 minutes as well of the first quarter. Hugo Peel.
This game's starting to open up a little bit now. You know, we saw that transition opportunity. It was a really good opportunity, especially on man down. Both teams just kind of finding their way into this game, finding the opportunities, and just reminding themselves what it's like with the spacing that they've got, the opportunities they can generate. We saw it early doors, trying to share the ball. Now it's just opening up a little bit more.
Ryo Tamura was able to claim possession back for Hustle, and looks like Russell might get a score as well. He does. He was one-on-one with Goddard, but a player of his quality should never be given a one-on-one opportunity like that.
Yeah, this is what we've got to say. They've got to keep an eye on Russell even when they're attacking, because he can break up the field like that and really punish.
Luke Mills-Doig now has the ball for Team Swift, and Tamura went to try and intercept it from inside his crease, and somehow he managed to get the save there as well. Really good shot coming away from George Schonfeld. Swift number 9 looking for his first score in this game, and we know how dangerous he is around the crease and with that net and scoring opportunities. But here come Hustle, but it's straight into the net of Matt Goddard. It wasn't as challenging as Hustle were hoping, clearly.
Yeah, it's just interesting as well just to see how these guys turn from attack to defence. We saw earlier on in the day that Hustle did a great job of just getting back in and trying to get numbers back. Same beat us 6v6. We've seen a few more transition opportunities in this game.
Now Schonfeld again going for a shot on goal, but being forced into the mistake to send it wide. 45 seconds left in the first quarter, currently tied up at 3-all. Alex Russell in possession now as well. He's looking for a friend in purple. And he looked for Drew Wilkinson, but Wilkinson lost it from his stick, but he's claimed it back. Has Wilkinson, and he sent it into the back of the net as well. Goal number 4 for Team Hustle.
And that's a very similar goal that we saw them score earlier on in the day, where they were hustling on that ground ball and they got that second opportunity, and they made it count.
5 seconds left coming up on that clock. We've hit it now. We've got the call of a whistle. Talk me through what's just happened now, Laura.
Yeah, we've got a slash again on Purple 2-6, so if they don't want to spend the time always in the chair, they're going to have to adjust that play. There's a lot going on the body here, rather than making contact with the stick and the gloves in the men's game.
You are right that they need to be careful, because they suddenly find themselves a man down in defence. But it doesn't matter, because that is the end of the first quarter. The klaxon sounds. The score is 4-3 in favour of Hustle. Mike, this game can still go any which way, though.
I mean, you called it at the start. You said, I don't think this game's going to open up too much until maybe the dying embers of the game. And we're seeing it straight away. You know, Swift were up, Hustle have come back. it's about generating the quality of the possession, the quality of the opportunities, getting those defensive stops, and actually trying to string a couple of those plays together to generate momentum for your team so that you can open up that opportunity.
With that in mind, let's take a listen inside the hustle huddle and what they have to say after that first quarter.
Defensively, we started off a little bit sloppy. We kind of tightened it up a little bit towards the end. They're looking similar to us, trying to get underneath, trying to create those little ISOs on the side, trying to get underneath us. All right, Alex?
Defensively, great job. A couple of times when it's a double pick, still need to talk who's going the bumping out either side. Just communication on that point. And then when we are ISO'd, let's send some half hezzy slides. If he is beat, we do need to send somebody, but let's judge it.
That slide can come cross crease, just someone has to go and help that pipe. Okay, so I'm not saying never slide from the low pipes. You can slide across crease, someone's got to go down. All right, boys?
Let's keep hustling, boys. Let's keep hustling.
Let's go.
Hustle on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Hustle. Come on, boys.
Well, the little huddle break is over. That's the end of the first quarter. We're about to start the second. Swift will be the team in possession as well when we begin this next period of 8 minutes. Currently 1 goal separating the two sides, and it really is slim margins on and off the field. And that's a score which is certainly going to help the Swift effort, courtesy of Glenn Humphreys.
Yeah, he's not a guy that you're going to want to leave hands-free anywhere, 10, 12 yards. He'll find the back of the net every single time, Glenn. He's a veteran of the game, and he's proven it there.
Well versed on the international scene is Glenn Humphreys. He's worked with Coach Ravi before at England, so they've obviously got a good relationship, and it's transferred across into the Fly tournament. Daniel Fliss going for a long-range effort, and it paying off for Team Hustle as well.
Yeah, so Swift have to just recognise here they're still man up. They've got opportunity to actually be a bit more controlled with the extra man play, and keep this game nice and tight.
All Swift have worked into a really good position here. It almost looked like Morgan Brown was going to come away with a good goal scoring opportunity for the boys in blue.
He did the hard work, just needed to put the ball in the back of the net. You can see, again, Morgan Brown shutting off Alex Russell, just denying him the ball as Hustle plays some settled attack here.
Well, Hugo Peel is the one with the ball, looking for an opening, but Matt Goddard parries it away. He said, that's not going in my net. That can go to the sidelines for all I care.
Yeah, so Hustle being switched on, knowing that Alex is being sealed off. So as the ball goes out on the sideline, taking the opportunity to actually get the ball into his stick.
Morgan Brown is man-marking Alex Russell like a man possessed. And eventually they get it away, potentially a goal. No good. Nathan Wilkinson's shot just being pulled a little too much to the left there. And the officials deeming that it's going to be Hustle still in possession of the ball. Lara, can you give some clarity on why that is for us?
So the trail official here had a good view of that shot from right down the back, and he has seen that it's come off either the pipe or the goalkeeper, and then it'll stay with the attacking team.
Well, here is Wilkinson again, maybe with another effort, and it's another goal for Team Hustle as well. They've got a 2-point lead. It's 6-4 in favour of the team in purple.
Yeah, they got that extra attack there. I do actually think from our position, it looked like the referees got that one right as well. So it's good to see that that's been called in that way.
They're looking for a way through this Hustle defence, and it's going to be hard to find one because they fronted up to them on every occasion they visited. Whitehead with the turn and the shot, though, potentially. Tamura coming in at the vital moment for Team Hustle. Rio Tamura has had an outstanding tournament, Mike.
He's playing well. He's standing on his head at the moment, keeping his team in the ascendancy, generating some of those defensive stops and momentum, which is actually paid into the scoreline right now.
And we're starting once again right from the back. Goddard offloads it to the rest of his team. A little bit of a conversation between Luke Mills-Doig and the sideline as well.
Yeah, they might be just thinking, we've got 4 minutes left here in the half. It's warm. We've got the ball settled with a decent amount of time on the shot clock. Let's actually work something. You don't want this to become a 3-goal game, 4-goal game, and it go away from you so early. So use this as an opportunity now to really pin them back and actually find the quality, not the quantity of the opportunities.
And with that in mind, that's probably why Swift have opted for a timeout, to take a little bit of a break, to try and recompose themselves, because as you say, they don't want to slip away to being 3-4 goals behind, because then that suddenly becomes almost an impossible mountain to climb. Not totally impossible, but looks impossible.
Yeah, we've seen it in this format before. The game looks like it may have gone, then it comes right the way back. And, I think Ravi will be saying down there, let's just focus on that next possession, focus on that next shot. Let's make sure we're making them count and keeping this scoreline nice and tight.
Well, we're ready to get started once again. They've had a little break, they've taken on some water, they've breathed in some air, filled those lungs with oxygen, and they are ready to get going once more. Luke Mills-Doig from the back. Here he comes, the Team Swift captain, right up to the edge of the crease, throws it into the back of the net.
Really nice, with his feet just fighting to get in front of the goal, rather than maybe the temptation to fade through behind. And, he does that quite nicely, quite often. He's trying to really get in front to open up his angle, and he got the goal there.
Well, Alex Russell's done the same for his team as well, but the shot goes high and wide, and it rolls off into the distance. But because of a slight deflection, Hustle are going to keep possession. That's vital.
You see, I think there's a little bit of an isolation move going on here, kind of focusing on the off-ball piece.
Oh, well, Swift have stolen that back now. So Hustle weren't able to make the most of the field position they had. And Mills-Doig is out there on the far side, trying to get the rest of his team involved and excited about the opportunity they now have to claw their way back into this fixture. Schonfeld looked to get a shot away, but he didn't have a clear eye on goal. So he kept it in his stick. Mills-Doig turns, shoots. Oh, it goes just wide, unfortunately, for Mills-Doig and his Swift team.
They've got the reset there. They've got the reset. They're going to get another opportunity.
Well, they still are only a point behind as we're counting down into the final 3 minutes of the second quarter, the final 3 minutes of the first half. Here comes Mills-Doig. Offloads well to Whitehead. Great score.
Swift really there doing, I think, what we kind of discussed in that timeout break was thinking about generating the quality of the opportunities. There's the dodge, they shared the ball off the dodge, and rather than just shooting out the dodge, sharing the ball and trying to find a better opportunity.
Oh, when Hugo Peel went searching for a shot of his own, he obviously wanted to emulate the brilliance that Albert Whitehead has just displayed there for Team Swift, but it's not come off for the Hustle side. Less than 2 minutes and 20 left.
There's a fantastic little trail check in there. Don't know who was on defensively, but they got that lovely little trail check in.
Timeout call by Team Swift as well. They've managed to tie the game once again.
This is what we said we were going to see. And I don't think there's any surprises out there right now. It's a bit of a tactical battle. It's an opportunity between the both teams to try and generate some momentum. And again, we saw in the start of that period, Hustle were doing really good, and then Swift seemed to just grab the game by the scruff of the neck and are dragging it forward for themselves.
Well, let's take a listen in on that Hustle huddle, see what we can find out.
George is trying, but Frisky's doing a good job. Can we lock in Mills? He might be smart.
Going as one. They're just trying to do a dodge and go to goal. They aren't a team. They're not playing as a team. Just fucking build on it. Big stop. Mate, they're not. Trust me.
Hey, Hustle 1-3. 1, 2, 3.
Hustle.
Let's worry about that.
Another timeout over. And another moment gone for the sides to compose themselves. And they've got to start again. They've got to find their momentum, find their pace, and their rhythm that they were able to develop as a team. And it looks like Swift are going to get a score to go with it as well. Luke Mills-Doig leading from the front and getting another crucial score to retake the lead.
We spoke earlier on in the day about experience and impact, and Luke Mills-Doig looked exactly like what he's trying to do at the moment. Is really take his team and say, you know, come on guys, I'm doing this, you come with me.
Alex Russell tackled himself to the floor there. And Daniel Flisk has to try and make something out of nothing almost here for Team Hustle. And that's batted out by Luke Mills-Doig as well. Fantastic work from the most recent goal scorer. This is a huge opportunity now.
Yeah, just those last few possessions, Luke Mills-Doig's really been involved in it, both defensively and offensively, and he's kind of saying, you know, come on guys, I'm showing out by example, this is my opportunity to win the fly. Let's do this together.
Well, they're still playing, they're still going here, looking for a way through. Rio Tamura has come right out from the crease, handed off to Wilkinson, who's flying forwards now for Hustle. This could be a quick counter-attacking opportunity that they needed. Hugo Peel suddenly shut down though.
It's what we saw Hustle do earlier on in the day, was have quality defensive sets as well as the quality up front, and that was some great 1v1 defence.
Less than 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Great block by Goddard, and he tried to block the second shot, but he couldn't parry it away. And so it means Jim Hartley gets on the scoreboard for Hustle. The game is tied once more.
This is, you know, that was an unbelievable defensive set. Like, they're really kind of unfortunate there, Swift, but capitalised on nicely by Hustle.
Timeout called by Team Hustle. It's a bit of a different tactic, calling a timeout right before the stroke of half-time, or is that because they're in possession, they're going to try a specialised move, something they've practiced only on the training pitch they know might get them a score, Mike?
Absolutely. The 13 seconds to play, they'll want to go in at the half with that one up, so they're going to probably play for a quality opportunity, last shot here, to try and go in at the half in the lead.
Well, let's take a look at one of the top goals from this second quarter. Mike, that's just a beauty to watch, isn't it?
Yeah, that was the highlight of Luke Mills-Doig doing his thing and what we've seen from this half. If you're Hustle here, you're putting the ball in Alex Russell's stick and he's saying, you got 13 seconds, Alex, work your magic.
All eyes on Alex Russell then, with the ball in the pocket of his stick. Getting ready to charge towards Matt Goddard in his swift goal. Here he comes now, Alex Russell, wandering towards the goal, but the pass is wayward. Selflessly tried to bring Dave Groves into the equation. 3 seconds left, 2 seconds left. That's the sound of the klaxon. And that is the end of the first half of action. That's the end of the second quarter. It's 7 apiece, 7-all. And right now, I think I'm the one that needs to pick the lottery numbers, Mike, because it's exactly what we predicted.
It is. Do you know, that was a fair look from Russell at the end there as well. And, you know, I think both teams will go in happy. They've got things that they can definitely discuss, though, to change and improve on this second half. Yeah, it'd be great to see it all materialise second half.
With that in mind, though, let's cross over to hear from Sam Patterson, the head coach of Team Russell.
Sam, how big a goal was that last one in the last 30 seconds?
Look, we tried to run a little play right at the end there, didn't quite come off, but obviously, you know, to go 7 in at half time is what, you know, isn't what we want to be, but it is where we are right now. We just got to keep driving forwards.
What's got to be your main message to the team?
Got to be more efficient. I think we've just been in front of goal plenty of times. We've got opportunities like that last one. We could have gone in at half time, 1 goal up, and we just kind of missed the timing on that pass, and it went out of bounds. So yeah, just be a bit more efficient and manage the clock a little bit better.
Potential nerves in the final, do we think?
No, we've got some senior players in this group. Obviously, got quite a few young guys as well, but they don't really show the nerves too much. But you know, those senior guys will show themselves this next 2 quarters. Sorry.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Well, always great to hear from Sam Patterson, the head coach of Hustle. Not Russell, Mike. But with that in mind, let's take a look at some of the best moments of the first half, which definitely include Alex Russell.
Yeah, it's been a really open game. Both teams kind of quite free-flowing, creating good opportunities. I think what we've also seen is both goalkeepers doing their job. you know, it's really interesting just kind of looking down on both benches, seeing what their conversations are. There's guys out there who are sweating. So, you know, let's make sure they'll be thinking about what they can deliver this second half.
Nice dramatic walking shot there of Matt Goddard. He's been on fire, and the rest of his Swift team have been on fire as well. I mean, this is a great effort from Luke Mills-Doig.
Yeah, he really stepped up in that quarter. We've also seen quite a lot of action from, there we go, Hugo Peel. And also we've had Dan Flisk really stepping up in that game, whilst the Swift are trying to actually put pressure on Russell, trying to take the ball out of his stick. Other people around him on the team have been stepping up, which has been great to see.
And rightly so, as you can see from the shots of both teams here at the tournament, they are knackered. It's so hot out here, and to continue playing this fast physical game of lacrosse sixes for that long in this heat, it's really quite something.
It is, and I think some of the preparations that they'll have made before this game, you know, finishing off the semi-final, rehydrating, staying in the shade, all those things have been super important for them. And I think we're going to see that to come to fruition in this second half now. Who's prepared themselves physically and mentally the best actually going into the second half of this final.
Oh, look at that crowd. They've stuck around for the entire day, through the sunshine, through the potential burns that they're experiencing. You can buy aloe vera, but you can't buy this sort of experience on the shelf, and that's exactly why they've stuck around. And they've stuck around for a fantastic final. What a way to end the men's fly tournament with this final so far. Hustle and Swift are really treating us all, and just great to see the amount of fans there. What's your experience overall been like from a fan's perspective, Mike?
Yeah, so in between the games today, I've been floating around in the fan section, having some conversations. Everyone seems to be absolutely loving the opportunity to get out, watch some fast-paced lacrosse, enjoy themselves in the sunshine. It always helps. I think the factor of 50 has been liberally applied across the board.
Oh, I can vouch for that, don't worry.
Absolutely. And then also, you know, I think what's been great is everyone's been watching all the games and seeing everything going on. There's some great camaraderie as well between the teams, so that you've got the Swift and the Hustle women also watching and cheering on their teams as well.
Huge credit to the whole Fly team that make this event possible, give up their time and their energy to put effort and energy into making this happen. And with that in mind, we're going to go down to a coach that's really pumping his team full of energy right now, Coach Ravi of Swift.
All square there. What was your main message to the team?
The main message was that we're starting again. We're starting from 0-0. A bit cheesy, I know, but it's starting the game again and coming out with a game plan and doing what we said we'd do and paying a certain attention to certain players on their side, but communicating a bit more.
You've had the longest break out of everyone. You played the first match and now you're playing in the final. Does that affect you positive or negatively?
Don't think it affects it at all. I think that's mind over matter. You just get on with it, don't you? You're here to play and you know when the final is.
What players are you paying attention to over at Hustle?
Do you really want me to say?
I do.
Okay, now I'm going to say Alex Russell, Hugo Peel and Dan Flisk are probably their main men.
I reckon I could have guessed that, but hopefully your main men are going to be better. What is going to be the difference maker?
Whoever works harder and whoever makes the least mistakes in the second half probably will end up winning.
Perfectly said. Thank you very much, Ravi.
Great to see Coach Ravi still smiling, and why wouldn't he be smiling at Mike? Because his side are very much in this fight right now, which many wouldn't have said at the beginning of the day.
Yeah, they came in as the 4 seed after the preliminary weekends, and they've, as I said earlier on in the commentary, they've absolutely earned their opportunity to be here, having played the way they have today. And I think the quiet money was on them. They've got enough in the experience, and it's, you know, this is the game that we came to see today, and they're putting it on the show.
Shows you how quickly a game can turn on its head as well. How quickly a whole championship can turn on its head. You don't get this anywhere else. You don't see Manchester City suddenly struggling for relegation, but you will see the number 4 seed challenging for the men's title, and that's exactly what's happening here today at the Fly 2023 in the beautiful sunshiny Roslyn Park in West London. And it's Team Swift that win the draw. They win possession, and it looks as though they could get a score. I thought a shot was going to get away there from Schonfeld, but instead the pass is a little bit askew of what it should have been, and it invites Hustle into possession, and Alex Russell is on the ball now. Russell's Hustle. What can they conjure up?
Yeah, they got numbers back nicely and quickly there, Swift, and just saying, you know, let's play 6v6, try and beat us 1v1 here.
Oh, fantastic work there from Drew Wilkinson. Great shot going in. He played in the World Championships Festival in Limerick in 2022, and you can see exactly why, because he just radiates talent.
Yeah, he's a talented young man, and I'm sure he's got a bright future ahead of him. And putting the ball in the back of the net like that, you know, he's proven it.
Oh, and Albert Whitehead is instantly responding there for Team Swift, putting the ball behind Rio Tamura. I think he's given Hustle a big task now. They've got to instantly respond themselves because, again, we're tied.
Yeah, I think the words from the coaches will be ringing in their ears, and it's actually great to see that both teams are kind of pushing the ball in transition, playing the settle game. They're trying to actually almost tease each other out the best way to break them down.
Interestingly there as well that Swift on the attack were trying to utilise a bounce pass, and it came off quite well for them too.
Yeah, everything but the finish. And again, you can see Ollie Lee's now sealing off on Alex Russell, trying to deny him the ball.
Crease violation against Hustle. Jim Hartley was the offender. Lara, did I pick that up correctly?
It's little things like that that may make a difference right now in this game. You know, being clean on the technical fouls in the game, because it could cost your team a possession, it could cost your team a goal, and we've seen how the opposition can just go down the other end and quite freely score.
Oh, and just look at that for a score as well from Luke Mills-Doig. Give him an inch and he takes a mile, and he takes his side back into the lead.
Yeah, he's really stepping up and impacting on this game right now, especially where Swift are denying playmaker Alex Russell the ball. He's really kind of playing into that.
Well, here comes Wilkinson now for Team Hustle. Handed the ball by Hugo Peel, another really dangerous attacker for that side. George Dury is taking it right out towards the far side, and he goes in for a shot of his own, but it's no good. And it sails beyond Matt Goddard, and the keeper will go and retrieve possession for Team Swift.
Yeah, we spoke about momentum a few times, and I just started to see the little bits of the signs from Swift that they've just started to generate some momentum.
Well, they went for a long pass there, but it's not paid off. Dury with the ball. He's passed it off to Hugo Peel, and they don't want to give Hugo Peel an invitation anywhere near their crease. Oh, and they might have done. Good defence from Whitehead, though. Oh, but it doesn't matter. Hugo Peel on the tightest of angles gets the shot away and brings us back to a level score.
I love that move. He's realised that he's not got an angle, then he goes and opens up his angle again.
I keep opening up my big mouth, Mike. It's not an equal score anymore. It's now 9-10 in favour of Swift. This is end-to-end action. And the bounce shot pays off for Drew Wilkinson too. It's 10-all.
Just getting a defensive stop right now, I think, will be huge for these teams. They seem to be trading blows, trying to deliver that knockout punch rather than actually working through a little bit of settled and maybe playing a little bit of defence. It just seems to be seeing, you know, who can blood each other the most.
Oh, and that shot going quite wide by Whitehead. But who exactly do you think needs to be the one to call the timeout? They've been dealing blows to each other back and forth, as you rightly say. If Hustle score now, does Swift need to call the timeout to take a moment, take a breather?
I think we're probably going to see that, especially with kind of 3 or 4 left here. You know, there's another opportunity that's just gone straight in. It's up and down this game. The guys are going to be feeling it shortly.
Well, they certainly will be feeling it because they had the lead. They've now lost the lead. It's 11-10 in favour of Hustle. But they have possession. They have an opportunity. And we're going to just go to our resident referee expert, Lara, there to explain what the call was.
So attack set an illegal pick, which means that the defence didn't have space to actually run through. So it's just an automatic change of possession.
And also, really interesting to start that possession. Swift was so occupied with trying to actually get Alex Russell sealed off. They actually sent 2 to him, and then they had to work out who was actually going to pick him up.
Well, there is the man in the moment. Alex Russell extending his side's lead to 2. It's 12-10 to Hustle. I nearly said Russell again, because he is the star man in this side, really, Mike.
He is. He's doing the job for him. Like we saw Luke Mills-Doig doing that earlier on for his side. Alex Russell's really stepped up in this quarter, and it's starting to pay off for the guys in purple.
Well, here come Hustle once more with an opportunity. That pass to Hugo Peel isn't the most ideal, but the number 7 has it in his stick, and he might get a shot away. He does. And he gets away so well, he gets it into the back of the net. That's 13-10 in favour of Hustle.
Swift are really going to have to compose themselves here. They'll let it get away a little bit. There we go. There's the timeout.
Timeout finally called by Swift. We've been saying that they might need to call one of those for a while now, and they do finally call it, and they need to recompose themselves. They've drifted away to being 3 goals behind.
I think one thing that's absolutely certain is that 3 goals in this game is not going to be enough. We've seen that swing of the goal margin both ways already in this game, and you know, just a little bit of composure will go a long way for Swift. You can see them really listening intently down there, trying to take in every little bit of advice that they can get that momentum going back their way.
I will also say this:
guys, close out.
the Hustle look exhausted. They are panting and breathing, and they are as red as the cherry tomatoes you get in the salad aisle. But the Swift team look a lot calmer and a lot more composed, like they've got more to give. So is that something that we should be aware of?
I think so. I mean, you know, you never quite know what's going on underneath the helmet. There are athletes out there, and I'm sure we'll definitely start to see that coming into the game, into that last 15 minutes. Last 8 minutes. So it's all to play for still.
Of course, it's all to play for still. We've got less than 2 minutes. Only 3 points between the two of them as we approach the end of the 3rd quarter, and then beyond that, we've got a whole 8 minutes more. Laurie, just having a lovely conversation there with Stash. Care to bring us in on what you've discussed?
Yeah, we just were wondering why the players were going back into the bench, but we've taken an official's timeout because they are checking something to do with the goal. The net might be ripped.
I think that was the punishment that Hustle were putting on that goal in that last 5 to 10 minutes.
No surprises there. I mean, they fired their way into a lead, and we can see Volunteers making their way onto the pitch now as well to take a look at it.
I think this is a really good opportunity for both teams. They've taken the time out. Really good opportunity to, as you said before, you know, can they catch their breath? They've got just less than 2 minutes to play here. Hustle will be saying, you know, 2 minutes, let's get back in, let's get another breather, but let's make sure that we're still coming in 3 goals up. The guys down in Sky Blue, they'll be wanting to make sure that they chip away at that goal margin over this next 2 minutes. And this is a little bit of an extended timeout that they can really talk that through, work out a plan, and go out with some composure.
They got the cable ties out, is that what this is?
Yeah.
Trying to fasten the net into place. Well, whilst they're fixing that, let's fix our eyes on the screen and take a look at Hustle's most recent goal.
So yeah, that was the Peel move where he's fighting back into the side, so he ends up kind of losing his angle, but then has the awareness to get back in front of the goal, changes his hands and gets in front for the finish.
Well, it looks as though the net is fixed. So the Fly team have sprung into action here, or they've flown into action, I should really say, and they've managed to secure the net ready for us to be back underway momentarily. And as I say, just under 2 minutes left to play in the 3rd quarter. It's 13-10 in favour of Hustle. But this game can go anywhere still. That is the beauty of Sixers lacrosse, is how quickly games can turn on their heads, how quickly points can be scored. And in a few minutes' time, Mike, legends will be made.
Yeah, we've been speaking about these guys who've been contributing to their teams, not just only putting points up, but leading by example. And they you know, have that competitive rivalry as friends amongst each other's competitors as well. And they'll absolutely want to make sure they come out on top.
Well, Luke Mills-Doig got us back underway for Team Swift. And they're the ones looking to threaten goal first. They need the points desperately. They need a way back into this fixture. Here comes Mills-Doig. looking to spin his way free of Russell. He does get the shot away.
Yeah, he knew he was short on time on the shot clock. Took the opportunity when it opened up. It's interesting to see both Russell and Mills doing double, like marking each other and almost kind of like, you know, going toe for toe.
When Alex Russell has gone on a scintillating run here, and it's ended in a fantastic individual goal.
Yeah, we said early doors, if Swift had any chance of winning this game, they had to keep him quiet.
And they've done exactly that, but Swift get an instant response thanks to Ollie Lee. They'll be looking to get more shots away like that, the England under-21.
Yeah, it was a nice little slow break, kind of second phase in transition.
Oh, I can't believe Matt Goddard was able to stop that shot from Wilkinson.
And that's a moment where we talk about a save being as good as a goal. For the Swift, he's giving them an opportunity to go into this last kind of minute with the ball in the stick to try and peg one more back.
Well, Schonfield in possession. About 30 seconds left on the clock. It's bounced off the post. It's with Daniel Flisk now for Team Hustle. He crosses the line. We're in the final 30 seconds of the third quarter. So really they can just see out their shot clock, eat into the time that remains, maintain their 3-point lead.
Yeah, it was a nice defensive ground ball off the rebound. Otherwise, Swift would have had the ball for the last 30. It was a really good little swing play.
And another score for Drew Wilkinson as well. He takes his side to a 4-point lead. And that's the sound of the klaxon as well for the end of the third quarter. There's 4 points now separating the two sides. And it's been done in favour of Team Hustle.
If I'm Swift, I'm actually thinking since that extended break, they would actually, they've done a good job of coming out. So going into the last 8 minutes here, they're in a good spot.
And we're going to go down to hear from Kieran Pegram-Milner, part of the Team Hustle side.
Kieran, you're winning. You're going into your final quarter. What is the game plan?
Just keep going as we are, manage the game, just keep hustling. We hustle, so we may as well keep working hard, eh?
So how are you going to keep the boys' head screwed on?
They're always screwed on. They're composed, they're confident, they know what they're doing. They've been here, done it before, so they're fine.
And what's going to be the difference? What are you going to bring that Swift isn't?
Hustle.
Perfect, thank you very much.
Brief word there, quick word, but we're used to that sort of quick action here at the Fly because this game has been filled with end-to-end changes of possession and fantastic scores to enjoy. But really, 4 points in it, 8 minutes before the end of the game. I say it time and time again, Mike, but I still really do mean it. This game is going to go anyway.
It is. You know, the guys are going to want to leave everything out there for the last 8 minutes, so they're going to give it their all. 4 goals in this game, it's going to get eaten away with a couple of good stops, a couple of saves here and there, finishing the opportunities, coming up with the ground balls. They've got to string a number of plays together, but it's absolutely doable.
Well, the sides are making their way back out onto the pitch for the final quarter of action. The crowds are still here, cheering on either side. Hustle currently in the lead, 15 points to 11. And as we've already said, 8 minutes separates one of these teams from Fly Championship glory. And Wilkinson pops up away with it.
Yeah, big first
for
possession
Hustle.
here. Big first possession here now.
And Hugo Peel's gone behind the crease and behind the goal now, but he looked to turn and go. It was a fake. It's passed off to Flisk. Oh, he can't get a challenging shot away, and he's frustrated as well. He suddenly found 3 Swift defenders all around him, swarming him really, Mike.
Yeah, there's a really nice little jump shot fake in there from Hugo, sharing the ball. But I think what we'll probably see here is Swift really wanting to put a bit of energy into this game, and Hustle actually trying to manage this clock with the lead.
Luke Mills-Doyle gets that across the pitch, and he gets it to his teammate Sam Burgess, but Burgess sends it over to the Leisure Centre, not behind Rio Tamura.
was a well-worked chance. They'll maybe want to be seeing that one again.
Well, Hustle now coming forwards with an opportunity, with a bit of space to extend their lead. And you might say if they can get it to 5, which they almost do with Drew Wilkinson, that they would be out of reach. Swift looking for their own way through, though, looking for an opportunity to break through and break free of the Hustle defense. And they might have it now, but Rio Tamura with another fantastic save, a crucial save as well. Glenn Humphreys did all he could, but it wasn't enough to get past the keeper.
Yeah, what a stop. You know, that was almost like point blank, you know, reaction save. It's interesting to start to see both teams trying to seal a couple of individuals off. That's happening. Russell's being sealed off for Hustle. Schonfeld's been sealed off for Swift, and it's about how the guys around them can react to that.
Good stuff from Rio Tamura and the Hustle side in defence once more. That was a bit of a violent turnover of possession, but it is deemed legal because Swift will keep the ball. Lara, can you talk to me about why that was fine?
I think the official was saying withholding the ball from play, so the ball got stuck in the stick that became loose, and you cannot play without a stick, so it goes to the blue team there.
Here's a look at that last save as well from Tamura.
Yeah, just pure reactions. He's done so well on that stop.
It's frightening as well how much energy players like Alex Russell and Hugo Peel still have. And here comes Russell. That shot has paid off before, but on that occasion goes high and wide and almost hits a fan, so he puts his arm up to say hello.
It was a good trail check again, and what we're seeing here is a real kind of composure aspect to the Hustle attack. They're really taking their time. They know they've got the lead. They're going to put the ball in the right people's sticks and try and make it count.
And try and make it count. They will try, and Tamura scoops up the ball for Hustle. He's made that moment count for his team. Hugo Peel in a lot of space now. Marked well, though, because he's looking for his teammates, and all he can see are boys in blue from the Swift side. But it's finally with his Hustle teammates.
I think that shows some of the tiredness, but also some of the patience that Hustle are willing to take. They know they've got the 4-goal lead with 4 minutes to play.
Less than 4 minutes left to play. Luke Mills-Doig. Luke Mills-Doig scores.
They needed it. They really needed it. And when they needed it, it was Luke Mills-Doig who stepped up there.
Well, the gap reduced to 3. It's Hustle 15, Swift 12. Swift want to see that as a moment to come back into the equation, and Goddard's saves will help. Here comes Mills-Doig.
They've got numbers if they need it.
Brown on ball, sends it low towards the goal. It's ricocheted back into Swift possession.
They'll get a full 30 and they're happy for that.
Well, here comes Humphreys now. Glenn Humphreys looking for a way through, passing it across the face of goal. He was hoping someone was there, but no teammates could secure possession for him.
We were 4 goals difference with 4 to play. We're 3 goals difference with 3 to play. It's going to come down to this now.
It's going to come down to the wire. We've got a timeout call by Team Hustle. So they were in possession, so they're able to call the timeout. So they're going to have a little bit of a breather. And what is your message inside that Swift huddle, but also the Hustle huddle?
I think Swift to be saying, okay, soon we're going to have to start really trying to push out, maybe trying to generate some turnovers. But guys, remember, we've still got the opportunities. If we play solid defence and play good opportunities, create good opportunities up front, you know, this is still well within our capability.
Game's done.
Let's take a listen in on the Hustle Huddle right now and what they have to say.
Even if we slow them down and they score in the last 30 seconds of it, we still got the goals, and the clock is what we're trying to beat now. We're trying to kill that game with the clock. Let's go.
Manage it, boys. Let's manage it.
We got the ball, yeah?
Yeah.
Push now, lads. Hustle on 3. 1, 2, 3. Hustle. I got ball.
Well, I'm going to start the conversation now because we've had a nice time out to break up the final quarter. We need to start talking about a player of the match, and I'm going to throw a name out there for you, Mike, to give you a hand, because I feel bad about just putting you on the spot. Ryo Tamura. I think he deserves a mention for player of the match.
Yeah, he's made stops when his team needed it. You know, when Swift were on the ascendancy, he really put a stop to that. Yes, we've spoken a lot about Alex Russell, ball in stick, but actually it's an often unspoken part of the game how effective the goalkeeper is in this format of the game.
Well, his Hustle side have won the ball back as well. This is a big moment now. 2 minutes 20 left on the clock. And that's a fantastic score by Daniel Flisk.
That was an important goal. You know, they got the turnover. They might be kicking themselves now, the Swift. They're going to push the ball a little bit heavier here.
Oh, and they look to be really violent around the edge of the crease. But again, it's Ryo Tamura who does really well under pressure. But let's have a listen in on what this call might be. And Lara will come to you to see.
Yep, so we had purple 77 with a slash again there, so that's been the most common call in this match today, just that uncontrolled slash onto the body.
Well, we're going to have to take a quick stoppage here as well, because the net's behind the goal to stop the ball flying too far away from where we're playing at the moment have blown over. Just shows you once again how strong the winds are here at Rosslyn Park, and what is a beautiful day, but it's a windy day at the same time as well.
Yeah, the guys just in the last little bit, the wind has started to pick up a little bit. They just need to make sure what they're communicating out in the field doesn't get lost in the wind.
Well, they're not sending carrier pigeons, I'll have you know. So it'd be difficult for those messages to be lost. Here comes Luke Mills-Doig, sending it on amongst the rest of his team. Whitehead. Good save from Tamura.
Yeah, that would be a good stop for Hustle here. They'll be pleased to see out the man down now.
Well, Alex Russell coming forward with a bit of intent and power. He's not happy with the lead that he's currently got. He wants more from this game and potentially another goal for himself. But that pass off to Wilkinson isn't going to help his efforts.
Yeah, I think that's some of the tiredness starting to creep in here. You know, I think Swift really going to be pushing the pace of this game with the last little bit of this, like 1 minute and a half left.
Less than 90 seconds to go now before we see our first Fly 2023 champions crowned. And Hustle are breaking away with the ball once again, but there's just one of them up that other end of the pitch. Oliver Rogerson was completely on his own, but luckily he's found a friend in Wilkinson.
Yeah, Hustle are almost like sitting a couple of guys back, making sure they don't get transitioned against as well. So they're quite confident in just allowing the guys to run out a little bit of the clock here now.
Just over 50 seconds remaining now in this game, and the shot goes in from Alex Russell. Of course it was going to be Alex Russell.
Yeah, he's definitely left his mark on this game. I know we've spoken about Tamura, who's done absolutely the same, but he's been a big part of the party as well.
So Ryo Tamura is your player of the match, but Alex Russell still deserves a mention for his efforts in front of goal.
Yeah, and interestingly, you know, he played on the Rise team year one. He didn't play last year, so he's actually 100% in this competition. Says a lot about the guy.
Absolutely. Hugo Peel, is he going to get the last laugh of the game? He certainly might have got the game's final score. 14 seconds left on the clock. What can Swift do with what will be their final attack?
It's been a great game, and they got the goal to finish it, but a little too late.
Now Sam Burgess finally hitting the mark as well. A lot of wayward shots from him individually. But there's the klaxon, and the celebrations can begin for Team Hustle, who have won the Men's Fly 2023 Championship. And look at what it means to them.
Yeah, do you know what? They've come out with a great game plan there. I think they've absolutely executed it as well. You know, they've taken their opportunities. You know, we've spoken about Russell, we've spoken about tomorrow, but it was also a fantastic team effort.
Well, let's see if we can get a quick word with Ryo Tamura, our man of the match and a champion at the fly.
Ryo Tamura, man of the match in the final. You've won the final. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. You know, this is the last game I play in the UK, so I'm glad that I got to finish my journey, journey here in the UK with this victory. I feel amazing.
Ryo, where are we losing into? You've just put in one of the performances of the tournament.
Yeah. You know, sorry, I can't come up with good phrases to answer, but I'm speechless. I just want to, celebrate this win with other teammates.
And how much can you aid that win to this man, Alex Russell? Alex, coming in with us. You have just captained your team to the Fly 2023 champions. How are you feeling?
I feel fantastic, you know, like I said earlier, we're not coming here to lose. We got a great goalie in net, great steps up. Everybody played out their skin, great game. I think we've actually put a whole performance together in that last game. You know, under the sun, it was a great win. So I'm very happy for the boys.
And how much did this man next to you save you at times?
He's just a brick wall, isn't he? Absolute legend. Really glad he was on my team this weekend, and yeah, couldn't be happier.
And how much of a shame is it that we're losing him?
Oh, I know. We can't. We just don't know what to say. I don't want to start crying on camera. No, I'm joking. Yeah, he was brilliant, brilliant game, and I'm glad that he was on our team.
And finally, are we going to be celebrating tonight?
Yeah, well, hopefully. I'll have a couple of beverage after the game to celebrate as a team, and then we're all kind of pinging off different areas of the country.
Perfect stuff. Well, Ryo will make sure that they give you a brilliant send-off. Well done, champions of Fly 2023.
Guys, thank you very much.
It's great to see that Ryo Tamura is such a humble guy as well after the match. You really are the player of the match. Ryo, you put in a fantastic performance. And Mike, just emphasise again the point for us all, how crucial his involvement was.
Yeah, he made the stops, and that's what you want from your goalkeeper, but he also made the difference with the stops that maybe you don't expect him to make as well. You know, we think about that one with Glenn Humphries catching the ball, turning it, that reaction save. You know, he's generated that momentum when the guys are doing it on the field in front of him, that last line of defence. He's absolutely taken that and earned that win for the team.
Well, let's take a look at some of the top moments from the game we've just been able to witness. The first final of today, the men's final at the Fly 2023, and it's been won by Team Hustle, 18 points to 13, and here are some of the best moments for you to look at. Mike, talk me through what parts catch your eye.
Do you know, I think some of the times it's we've got two great goalkeepers here. You think about the quality of the shooting that's going on, and you know, every single opportunity that's going in, all the guys are changing the angles, and I think what I love to see is they shoot the ball, and they know in this game they've got to go back at the other end. So they shoot, they're not celebrating and patting themselves on the back. They're straight on to the next play, and we've seen that time and time out play for these guys, that they took away the transition opportunities, and it was a great game of lacrosse to watch.
Well, we've just got the final few shots of what has been a brilliant game of lacrosse, and Ryo Tamura popping up time and time again in the right moment. Obviously, Swift had their individuals that were brilliant as well, and we're going to hear from one of them now, and the individual in question is Albert Whitehead.
Commiserations, Albert, but you've made it to the final. What's been the main message sent amongst the team?
Do you know, it's a hold our heads high, because the first couple of weeks we lost every game narrowly. But we played our hearts out, and we showed in the first game how good we can be. We had a really great win this morning. It ran away with us in that last one, but the message is just to hold your heads high. We had a lot of fun. It's a great group of guys. We all played really well together, so that's the big thing to take away from that.
You say it yourself, you lost every game coming into this, and then you turned it on in the final. What was different in the performance?
I just think we're a bit more clinical. We put together a full four quarters. Even in this, we put together a full 4 quarters. It's just the last quarter we had to press, and we ran away from us. It was really just hustling. That was the big thing. We're a team of athletes. We were running a lot. We were grinding teams down, out hustling them, and that's why we beat Forge this morning. Not because we were much better, but just out hustled.
And very quickly, how good is this tournament for lacrosse as a whole, building the brand?
Oh, it's amazing. You can see by how many people enjoy playing it, and the joy when they win it. Like, how good is cheers Al. It's so much fun. It's so fast. Everyone get involved. It's great to come down. It's just, especially because it's sunny. You know, it's really good. It's really good. And it's just going to grow and grow. Sixes is coming.
Perfect stuff. Well, thank you.
I'm sorry. Can I really not cut that last bit?
It's all good. It's live, unfortunately, but it's all good. Don't swear now. But thank you very much, and we'll hope to see you next year.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Great to hear from Albert Whitehead after what has been a fierce moment in his lacrosse career. He has fallen against Team Hustle, led by Alex Russell. And no, that's not the beginning of a Dr. Seuss book about lacrosse. It's actually the beginning of a new chapter in the fly. Hustle are the men's fly champions. Mike, you couldn't have predicted it.
No, do you know, I mean, coming into this today, I think everyone had a lot of money on Forge. People were bigging up Rise. These two teams, as we said at the outset, earned their opportunity in the final, and it was played out, you know, in a fantastic spirit of the game. But Hustle just proved that they had a little bit too much. The depth that they had came into it, the experience that they had, and as you said, our player of the game tomorrow, he as a goalkeeper really made a difference for his team.
It's all about those individuals that make the difference, and at the end of the day, Hustle were a team filled with individuals that just kind of came together as one big team and pushed their way forwards to success, and that's exactly what we've seen happen today.
Yeah, and I think you've also got to think about, give some credit to the coaching team as well. You know, they'll have had a good game plan coming into that final. They knew the threats that the Swift had, and they managed to nullify them, limit the opportunities, or kind of give, limit the quality of the opportunities that Swift could generate, and ultimately it proved fruitful for them.
Well, they're over at the other side, ready for the trophy presentation, ready to be given that coveted silverware that they've been chasing ever since week one here at Rosslyn Park. And commiserations to Team Swift, who really took it to them today and made it one heck of a fight to be crowned the Fly 2023 champions. But here they come, your victors today, led forward by Alex Russell. They're stepping up to receive the accolade. You can see from the smiles on all of their faces how much it means to them.
There they are, getting some more right front centre, exactly what he deserves.
Well, many would argue that's the reason why they get to hold this trophy. And here we go. The trophy is about to be presented to them, to their team captain, Alex Russell. He receives the award. Hustle are the Fly champions. Alex Russell there lifting the trophy, turning around straight away to Rio Tamura, the player of the match, because without his efforts, they wouldn't be lifting that trophy right now.
Yeah, they've done a fantastic team effort there. You can see how much it means to them. Smiles on faces. It's exactly what we wanted to see after what has been a fantastic the Fly competition 2023.
Well, let's cross over to hear from the head coach of Hustle, the winning head coach of the Fly 2023.
Congratulations, Sam. I mean, how was the last couple of weeks, and then rounding off with a win, how was it for you?
Yeah, like I said to the boys, I think a lot of people wrote us off and before the tournament, but I think obviously we picked really well in the draft and we had a really good group of young players, but also like players like Alex and Rio who really stepped up today. They brought some experience into the team, so I was always confident. And like I say, I think two massive victories today really put a statement out there to sort of say, we deserve to be champions.
Oh, 100%. And so Team Hustle came second last year, it was runners-up, but you clinched the win this year. I mean, what words of advice and encouragement did you give the boys today?
I just said to go out and enjoy it. There's no, your job should be done by now. We had 2 weeks to come together as a team, and then today was just really going out there and just playing and executing, and then the boys did it and did a phenomenal job. So I'm really proud of them.
Amazing. And it's been great to see kind of the team coming together, working as one, especially as some of the guys have never played together and stuff before. I mean, are you just looking forward now to kind of having a bit of a respite and kind of enjoying yourselves now for the rest of the day, especially?
Yeah, well, I was saying to the boys, they've got 2 months off. Well, a lot of the boys have got 2 months off now before they get ready for pre-season. Some of them are up in Manchester now getting ready for the World Game. So best of luck to those guys that are going over to San Diego that have been part of our team this year. So yeah, it's chance to relax for a little bit for the summer.
Oh, well, listen, amazing. Congratulations again. The play has just been phenomenal, especially from you guys at Team Hustle. So I'll let you go back with your team and enjoy yourselves. Thank you so much, Sam. No worries.